you guys just a few minutes to tap in, to check in wherever you're from. So I'll give the YouTube algorithm just a few minutes to let you know that Shon-Jhon, aka the Middleman CEO, I am on live right now. And so if you have any questions or comments or advice, you're welcome to drop it in the chats. Again, giving you guys just a few minutes. I need to come on and start doing more lunchtime videos where we talk about, some money mindset things. I don't know. I guess my goal for this channel is just to teach people how to think differently when it comes to money, when it comes to finances, because for most of us, we all think the same. Like, I have endless conversations with people about buying houses. And by the way, I'm outside. My neighborhood is very close to DFW Airport. So if you hear that rumbling overhead or coming through the camera, it's not thunder, it's not a storm, it's a beautiful day here in Dallas. And in fact, this is the best time of the year. But those are thunderous commercial airplanes just flying over our head because we are on the final approach to DFW. So, and I've learned a lot about airplanes just hearing them flying over. So sometimes I could tell like the size. You can definitely hear I think it's an A380. You can hear that. You'll know that. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. So I'm going to be doing this video from my patio. I wish I could show you the whole beautiful setup. But I got this thing in my lap and I'm on a swing. So if it moves a little, I'm on a swing. All right. So focus on the content of this video. And I hope it helps you. I hope it, gives you a leg up. Hope it changes your life. So let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome everybody I see in the chats. Welcome everybody. You're welcome to drop your city and state. Let me know where you're watching from. I promise you this video is not going to be too long, whatever that means. But again, I'm going to try to give you as much good information as I can. So I probably should have gone out onto the little golf course to be able to do it. But I'll just do it here in the shade, on the patio, in the swing. So another easy day of work for me, for my crew, for my co-founders. Another easy day. We're launching another middleman business. By the way, if you would like to learn how to start a middleman business, and it is 95% passive income because once you get it set up, you don't really have to do anything. It's fully automated. But if you would like to learn how to start a middleman business from your phone where you find customers for service businesses, you connect the two, you get paid, you don't actually do the work. You just introduce the customer to the business, get paid every time that happens. On average, $150, $250 per customer. So just imagine if you were making $250 per customer, you book 2 customers in a day, $500 a day. You're not even involved in the process. You're literally doing whatever you want to do, and the website collects the money for you. So it's hands off. That's the way I want it to be because I didn't want a job. I was like, I got to design my business hands off. I had a meeting with my co-founders. So you see, I got my book and move t-shirt up. Well, my work shirt. And so if you guys want to get an idea of how a middleman business works, just go to bookandmove.com, bookandmove.com, and you'll get to see the newest middleman business that I'm launching. And then I got another one after this. Because the beauty is you don't have to do the work. So I don't have to know how to do any of this. I'm not moving anybody. I'm not even leaving my patio. If I start a middleman website design business, I have no idea how to design a website. If I start home cleaning, pest control, pool maintenance, I have no idea how to do any of that, and I'm not going to learn. So the beauty is you don't have to know how to do the thing or the work. You're just going to have a site. By the way, I can help you to get the site done for you. So if you go to middlemanceo.com, you'll see the do it yourself, which is cheaper masterclass. You do everything yourself. It's all there though, all the information you need. for those of you who are advanced, or you could do it with me, done for you, which is the VIP, where I work with you to help you to get it built. You don't have to know how to build websites or any of that. We use the templates. We give you the templates. It's so easy. You could have a business up and running in, I don't know, 2 days. So 7 days at the most, but super easy. And once it's set up and fully automated, you don't have to touch it again. It just makes money for you. So if that's something you want to learn how to do, just put the word middleman in the comments below. Let's get into this video. So you saw the title, where I believe now one of the biggest tricks. It wasn't a scam back in the day, because it was actually good for you. But today, I'm just going to come out and say it. It's going to make some of you mad, but I'm going to say it anyway. I know this is going to make some of you really, really mad, really angry, and make you want to throw your phone or your laptop, but I'm going to say it anyway. Here it is. If you're saving money, you're losing money. I'll say it again. If you're saving money, you're losing money. One more time for the people in the back. If you're saving money, you are losing money. All right? Here's why. All right? And I got a list of 5 things, but I'll just throw a few out there. Inflation. Just about 5 years ago, most of us had no idea what inflation was. I had briefly heard about it, but living in it, I hadn't experienced that. Not that I was aware of. But now everybody knows what inflation is, and it's not a good word. Rising cost of living, that's pretty much what inflation is. Paychecks shrinking. Have you experienced that? No? A lot of you are saying, my paycheck is still the same. And when I talk about everything changing, and if I had to date this video, it's PC. Post, you know what? COVID, post sickness. And so I always say that after 2020, everything changed. Well, what happened in 2020? The sickness. Everything changed during that time. So paychecks are shrinking. And you might even say, no, Shon, you're wrong. My paycheck is the same as it was. And I would say, not if you add in inflation. So you're looking at, for instance, if 5 years ago you made 50 grand and today you still make 50 grand, you're looking at the quantity of the paycheck. You're looking at the number, and you're saying, Shon, you're wrong, because my paycheck still says 50 grand. And I'm saying, don't look at the number. Look at the quality. Don't trust the quantity. Trust the quality. Well, even though your paycheck still says 50 grand, are you still able to buy what you were able to buy pre-COVID? No, exactly. So your paycheck is shrinking. It may not be shrinking in numbers, but it's shrinking in value, right? Doing everything right, but you're still falling behind. So listen, I'll make a promise to you, right? And I love to keep my promises. In the next few minutes, I'll show you why saving is keeping you broke and what to do instead if you actually want freedom. All right? Let's get into the inflation eats it. The first thing I hit you with was inflation. I'm going to give you 5. I could give you 10, but I don't want to be here all day because a lot of you are on lunch. You only have a few minutes, so I'm trying to keep this video short so you can get back to the grind. Right? I've been there. I've done that. I know what it's like. Get back to work. Have some good energy. Get the work done. Get through the day. Nothing wrong with a paycheck. People think because I talk about building a middleman system and leaving your job, they think I hate jobs. I don't hate jobs. I don't even encourage people to quit their jobs. I always say build another source of income, and then when it replaces your paycheck, then very nicely, don't burn a bridge, then leave your job. So let's talk about inflation. So I'll break it down very, very simply. And I do this for myself, but I'll share with you. $100 saved 10 years ago only buys $60 worth of stuff today. If you know the pain, smash a thumbs up. You can also leave a comment, drop your city and state you're watching from. Let me know if you agree or disagree, or if you want to get into the middleman, or if you want to get the link to the free middleman training so you can learn more about a middleman business. Just put the word middleman in the comments to get the link before the class fills up. I only take a certain amount of people each month, so you need to move quickly. So if you had $100 saved 10 years ago, that $100 today, that $100 bill, is only going to buy you $60 worth of stuff. Now, how much value was lost? 40%. So your dollar is getting weaker and weaker every day. Inflation, or the cost of living, is destroying your dollar. You're still working hard, you're still grinding, but instead of $3 to buy the gallon of milk, now you need 5. So again, you need more dollars to buy the same goods. That's inflation. That's a picture of inflation. So if you're saving money in the bank, inflation is eating your money. It's pounding it with a bat, just stomping it out. Like, if I remember there was a meme or something not long ago where it was like a person laying on the ground and they were getting stumped out by all their bills. It was like the rent, the mortgage, the car payment, the insurance. By the way, guys, I'm outside on my patio here in Dallas. I live very close to the airport, so if you hear rumblings, it's not thunder. It's these massive airplanes flying over. We are very close. We are on the final approach of DFW. In fact, if you've ever landed or flown out of DFW, I'm sure I've either seen your plane or you've seen my neighborhood. So it takes me 5 minutes to get to the airport, then an hour to drive around the airport. So go figure. So again, if you're saving money in the bank, because that image was like all the bills stumping you out. Well, now that image is your savings account on the ground. And then these are the 5 things that are stumping out your savings account, right? Excuse me. And number 1 is going to be inflation. So while your money sits in the bank and dies, inflation is eating your money by destroying the power of it, right? Reason number 2, banks don't pay you. Go ask your parents and grandparents. By the way, it's a great video. I wish somebody would take this and share it in college, but they won't because it'll open too many eyes. And I've had to go through the hurt and the pain to learn this because I did things the wrong way and I was financially struggling. I was like, I'm playing by the rules. Why am I always upside down financially? And then I started thinking, like, wait a minute, what if the rules, and the reason I started thinking about that one day is, and then we'll keep going, but I'm always chasing bunnies. And there goes another one. By the way, I wish I could show you my yard. You could probably see it through the reflection in my glasses. You can see our little putt range right there in front of me where I don't get to putt much. The kids took over it. And usually there are like bunnies all over this neighborhood. There's 1,000 bunnies in this neighborhood. My daughter likes to come out and see them in the morning. They're everywhere. And I chase bunnies, right? So here I am chasing another bunny. And when you save money, right? So I was a blackjack dealer. And I've told this story before, but this is how my mindset changed. I was a blackjack dealer. I was not a blackjack dealer. I was a table games dealer in a casino, for everyone who's ever been a dealer. And my favorite game to deal was blackjack. So I'd be on the blackjack table, dealing, doing my thing or whatever. And customers would come, players would come, sit down to gamble, and they would, they would play by the rules and the table would be losing. And then somebody would eventually say, hey, do something crazy. Don't play by the rules. Change it up. Every shoot, which is what the cards are called, every time I bring out a new shoot, I'm destroying the table. Not only are the players losing, I'm losing, the dealer's losing, because I need them to win so I can get tips. That's how I make a living. So I'm not happy my table's losing. I'm trying to figure out anything. Hey, do something different. Hey, normally I wouldn't tell you to split 10. Split them. I wouldn't tell you to hit a 12 against a bus card. Hit it. Whatever we got to do to get out of this. And so every once in a while, we change the rules up and no longer play by the rules, and the table would get hot, which was good for everybody. And so I'm saying all that to say this. I was playing by the rules, and for a lot of you, you're playing by the rules still today. And let me ask you, has it worked out? Or do you find yourself in a similar position that you've always been in, if not worse? Right? So, just like in blackjack, we started realizing you can't win if you just keep playing by the rules. We don't even know who made the rules. We've got to shake things up a little bit. And so that got me to thinking, man, I've been playing by all these rules and we're losing. Got a good job, thought was safe, secure, wasn't. Bought a house with a paycheck, terrible idea. Saving money in the bank for rainy days and emergencies, just stupid, don't do it. And then I was like, got to change things up. I'm not going to make it this way. And so, number two, banks don't pay you. So banks give you a 0% interest rate. If it starts with 0.0, it's zero. But they lend your money out, they sell your money, is a better term, at 6 to 20%. Now, they get the money, they don't borrow it from you, you give it to them with direct deposit. By the way, I believe they used to bribe you to bring your paychecks, your parents and your grandparents, because they had options of where to cash their paychecks. But then all of a sudden, direct deposit came about, and banks felt like we don't have to bribe them anymore. They just direct deposit it into the bank and leave it there. What? So bankers got smart and said, people don't come get their money, let's lend it out. And so they'll pay you 0% interest, loan your money out, sell your money at 20% interest, make a commission, right? And then do it again. And I'm not going to get into the fractional reserve system, but trust me, they do it over and over with your money. And they pay you nothing. You loan them free product and they sell it, right? So you save, they leverage. You park it, they drive it, right? You bury it, they resurrect it. They're rich, you're not. They're rich, you're not. If saving money was the key to financial freedom, then I have one question for you. Why don't the banks save money? Okay, let that sink in. So the banks doesn't care if you save $10,000, they'll flip it 10 times through loans. That's how they win. That's how they make money. My advice to you is to not do what the banks tell you to do. Save your money for rainy days or emergencies. No, do what the banks do. Do what they do. What do? They use the money to make money. There you go. You win. If you learn how to do that, you're going to be fine. Number three, missed opportunities. This is one of the biggest killers. You miss opportunity because you're so focused on saving money and waiting on rainy days or emergencies. You park the money that you could be using right now to change your life, to reshape for your financial future, and you use it. Well, you don't use it. You just leave it, you bury it, and then the banks use it. But you miss so many opportunities because the money that you need for the opportunity, you don't use. Think about it. You don't use it. But the banks do. Again, I say, do what they do, not what they tell you to do. Okay? By the way, I think this is one of the greatest conversations we could be having right now. I hope you guys share it. I hope you feel the same way I feel about this information. I'm not trying to hide it. It's not for sale. I'm putting it right in front of you and saying, hey, this is the new mindset you need to have going forward that's going to change your life and your children's lives. 90% are going to continue to play by the rules and lose. Don't be the 90%. Right? So someone saves, because you lose opportunity costs, right? Missed opportunity. If someone has a vending machine for sale, and I've gone through this with one of my co-founders before we founded this company, and he said, I want to get. One day I'll have him on here, and he said, let him tell the story himself. And he said, I want to get a vending machine, and what's a vending machine going to cost? I think it was roughly like 1,500. It's like, I got to get the money to get it. I was like, well, what do you have in a bank account? He was like, X amount. I was like, bro, that's enough to go get the vending machine right now. What are you talking about? But that's for emergencies or rainy days. Do you have an emergency or rainy day scheduled? No. Well, when do you know this is coming? I don't. Exactly. So instead of sitting around waiting and losing opportunity, take the money out, go use it. Maybe by the time when an emergency does come, because life does happen, and I'm not talking about like life or death emergencies, I'm talking about tire blown out, need 300, 400, 500, something like that. Instead of using the savings, because once you use the money out of the savings, it's gone. They don't put it back. But if you use cash flow from an asset like a vending machine or a middleman business, even after you spend it, the money comes back. All right, I'm just saying, what do I know? Right? So if someone saves $20,000, another person invests $20,000 into a system producing 5, 10,000 per month cash flow. Right? So if person A saves $20,000, I know you're person A, you're going to be feeling great, excited. I got 20 grand in the bank. And then person B, me, comes along and I invest my 20. Now I'm broke. You have 20. So you're feeling good. You're feeling like you're not broke, but except mentally you are broke. You just don't realize it yet. You're only looking at that account. That ain't real money because you're not using it. So you're going to say, Sean, I told you, man, save that money. Now you're broke. And I'm going to say, I'm good, dude. I put mine into a system, a middleman system, for instance, created Book and Move, which I've done, but I'll use it as an example. By the way, anywhere in America, if you need to find movers, if you're just on here to watch the content and you're going to be moving soon, go to bookandmove.com to book your move, okay? And so, because I always say, I know there's a lot of teachers and gurus and instructors and coaches on here that talk about stuff they don't do. It's not me. I do the stuff I talk about. So before I was teaching people how to build a middleman business, before I had this YouTube channel, I was doing a middleman business, trying to take care of my family, okay? So, and I still do it. So I think my next one's going to be website design. I already got something in mind. Well, Sean, you don't know how to build a website. Exactly. That's why it's a middleman business. You don't have to do the work. You ever saw have you ever seen, I've never seen it, but have you ever saw Jeff Bezos delivering packages at Amazon? I bet I'll just make a side bet with somebody. I bet you Jeff Bezos doesn't even know how to deliver a package. I could just see him getting it wrong address. You know why? Because he doesn't have to do any of that. He's the middleman. Amazon's a middleman business. Dude doesn't have to leave his house to go deliver packages. You do that. You're the service provider. He's the middleman. And so you save your 20 grand, you're going to feel good about it, not knowing that you're broke mentally and that money is just going to waste. But banks are using it. I'm going to take my 20K, invest it into a middleman system that produces, keep it small, 5,000 a month cash flow. In 2 years, you save your 20, I invest my 20, making 5,000 a month in cash flow. In 2 years, let me ask you, in 2 years, which of us is free? You or me? You're still working a 9 to 5 because you didn't do anything with your money except save it. And I don't even think you would have the 20,000 left. You probably have, let's say in 2 years, you blow half of it. Now you only have 10. Where'd the other 10 go? To emergencies that you manifested. You could have used that 10 while you had the chance before emergencies came, and then you'd have had cash flow. But I did. I went broke. You made fun of me. I couldn't take vacation. I couldn't do anything. My money was tied up into a system. By the way, it does not take $20,000 to start a middleman business. Maybe one day in the future I'll charge that much, but not now, right? So anybody can get into this training if you're willing to do a little bit of work and work with me. So I put my 20K into a middleman business called Book and Move, right? And I'm making $5,000 a month. Am I rich? No. Am I making six figures a month? Because I know you guys like six figures. No, I'm only making 60,000 a month. I'm sorry, a year. 60 grand a year. That's it. That's an average income. But what's the difference? Well, the difference is you have to punch a clock to make your 60. I don't. The difference is you have to drive through traffic and crazy drivers who are willing to risk their lives and yours to get to work 5 minutes early than than who's willing to risk their life and yours, and I don't have to leave my house or my patio, right? I don't have to punch a clock. I'm not coming to your morning meetings, and that ain't bragging. I've done all of this. That ain't me patting myself on the back. I've done all of that. I've driven through traffic. I've rushed. I put myself at risk and other people at risk. Terrible idea. I've blown through lights, blown through stop signs. All bad ideas, right? I've gotten to work late, made excuses. I've done all of that. I know better now. I'll never do it again, but I've done that. So I know what I'm talking about. And it wasn't worth it. Having a middleman business that flows online, flows cash flow to you, much easier. You don't have to do what I do. I'm just telling you what I do. So savings protect what you have. That's it. Just protects what you have. And then life and time takes that away eventually. It'll be zero. But cash flow multiplies it. I'll say it again. Savings or saving money protects what you have. Cash flow multiplies what you have. You want to protect what you have, or you want to multiply what you have? By the way, God is a God of multiplication, not addition. Multiplication. Be fruitful and add. Replenish the earth. Be fruitful and divide and replenish the earth. Oh, be fruitful and subtract and replenish the earth. Nope, that's not what it says. Well, what does it say? Oh, be fruitful and multiply. See? God is a God of multiplication. All right. So opportunity cost you. Just a quick review. Number one, inflation beats your money up. That's why saving money is a terrible idea. Number two, banks don't pay you any interest. So you're not getting paid for storing it there. Number three, missed opportunities. You're saving money, the bank's using money. You tell me who wins. You save your 20K, I invest my 20K. Who's free in 2 years, you or me? You're still living paycheck to paycheck. I'm living off cash flow. Even if it's just 5 grand a month, that's 5 grand I don't have to go to work for. Okay? As long as my bills are 3 grand a month, I'm free. I don't need a job. All right, number four, scarcity mindset. Right? So savings make you think small. Cutting. I hate when people are talking about budgeting and all they do is talk about what to cut, what to get rid of, what to trim back. They're just scissor politicians. Just, we need to cut this, we need to cut that, cut. It's never grow. It's never expand. Just cut. Right? You guys do it too. You'll say, man, I want to live in a nice house, but I can't afford that house right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just get in this little tiny home, right? And instead, you should be asking yourself the question, how can I afford this tiny home? That's why I always say, I would never tell you to live below your means. Of course, be smart with your money. But the reason I don't say it is it becomes a dangerous mindset where you're always thinking about living below your means. What I do is I challenge you and I just say, hey, instead of saying you want to live below your means, start asking yourself, how do I grow my means so that I can live the way I want to live? That's a better question. I can't afford it. Don't say that. Ask yourself a better question. How can I afford it so I can have it? Right? So savings, again, makes you think small. Cutting coffee, clipping coupons, being safe, You know, I know, I've done it. But you can flip that mindset to a wealthy mindset because wealthy people don't shrink. They don't get small. They don't cut. They expand. They don't live below their means. They grow their means, right? So your brain learns what you train it to do. That's why I'm on here trying to reprogram it in this short video. Your brain learns what you train it to do, right? Saving trains it to preserve. That's all it does. Save, save, save. Cut back, cut back, cut back. Stack it, stack it, stack it. Leave it, leave it, leave it. But investing in cash flow trains it to multiply. Savings trains you to store it, preserve it, but investing in cash flow trains it to multiply. I could say savings trains you to say goodbye to your money. Invested trains it to multiply. So you want to say goodbye to your money or do you want to multiply? Of course, multiply. All right, number 5, emergencies control you. What does that mean? Because I know one of the primary reasons you guys save is either to buy a house, to buy a car, all liabilities if you live in it, or drive it, and it does not make you money. It's a liability. I'm not going to get into that today. We're going to keep this short before I go chasing another bunny. So, emergencies control you. Banks tell you to save money for emergencies or rainy days. Your parents or grandparents tell you the same thing. But I got a couple questions. Number 1, how often does these emergencies or rainy days happen? And number 2, how much do they cost? Are they $10,000, $20,000, $30,000? No. Number 3, if you did have an emergency or a rainy day and you had no money, are there other ways you can take care of it or fund it? Absolutely. Go watch my last video. I broke it down. So most people save just enough for rainy days. I got to have a $5,000 account, so they save $5,000. By the way, 80% of America don't have $5,000 in their bank account. So if saving money was the right way to solve this problem, then more people would have money saved, right? So save for a rainy day, and then what happened? You manifest it, then a car breaks, hospital bill comes, then your savings, whoosh, wiped out, gone, because you saved waiting for bad things to happen. I wish 1 million people could watch this video. Help me to spread this word. I know. Somebody told me before, they were like, man, you giving good advice. I was like, man, but look at the comments. People, nobody wants to hear it. They're hating on me. They're telling me I'm stupid. They're saying I got my degree from a cereal box, one guy put, which made me laugh. That was pretty funny. And he was like, this is what happens when you get your degree from a cereal box. And so I get trashed a lot in the comments, and I don't mind as long as you keep it keep it respectable. I don't even know if that's a word, but respectful. There it is. So other than that, don't take personal shots or nothing like that. But if you want to say I'm stupid, I'm fine with that. But this guy was like, nah, man, the information you're giving is on point. He was like, but I don't think the audience is ready for it. You're probably ahead of your time. And I told my wife that. I was like, I got a comment because I keep getting hateful comments where people don't like what I'm saying. And I said, one person commented and said, I'm just ahead of my time. They're not ready. And she was like, I think they're right. Nobody wants to hear, don't buy a house, don't save money, don't have one source of income, don't trust your job, right? Don't rely on your paycheck. People don't want to hear that. That's the only programming they have. And so now I kind of understand. So whoever said that a while back, I appreciate it, and I think you're right. But we're working on getting people ready. So you save money, car breakdown, something happens, bill's gone. Savings wiped out. It does not come back. That's not wealth building, that's surviving. All right. So again, let me go back through the 5. And again, I can add a bunch more, but just keep it simple. 5 reasons saving money is a terrible idea and it's going to keep you poor. Inflation is going to eat it, making you need more dollars to buy the same thing. The same loaf of bread, now you need another $1. Inflation's just eating it. Inflation is just the cost of living. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with my list of 5. You can create your own list. Number 2, banks don't pay you interest. So saving money in the bank makes no money for you. Number 3, this is a huge one. Probably the most valuable one on here. Well, one of them. And that's missed opportunities. If you stack money in the bank and leave it there, the money that you need for an opportunity is sitting in the bank, and you missed the opportunity that could have changed your life because you were paralyzed and terrified of using money out of a savings account that you designated for hard times, which haven't come yet. You're manifesting that. You haven't even had it. It could be 10 years from now. The good Lord could show you mercy. Yes, I know life happens, right? And yes, I know trying times will come. It's just the way this life is. But you don't know when. Could be tomorrow. Could be 10 years. I pray for you and me. It's 10 years. Number 3, missed opportunities. Did I just say that? Okay. Number 4, scarcity mindset. You have a mindset that's full of scarcity. You'll never be able to win like that. You're always cutting and getting small and shrinking and afraid to move. And number 5, emergencies control you. So you save enough for rainy days. Rainy day comes. All your money's gone. Now you're back to zero. When that's the money you could have used 6 months ago to change your life. Again, that's not how you build wealth. That's how you just survive. But for a lot of you, you're just surviving, not thriving. So I'll leave you with this really quickly because I don't want to just give you the information or the steps you're taking that I believe are wrong. I want to give you the solution. So you're going to have to transition. You're going to have to change your mindset. Flip it, baby. Flip it. All right. So what do the rich people do that's different than you? What is it that the rich do to have success? Because I plan on being very rich very soon. But what is it that the rich do? And by the way, rich is relative, whatever your number is, right? My number's $1 million a year. That's what I want to get, and I feel like I'll be there very, very shortly. So, and help me to grow this channel. Spread the word. Share it on social media. Tell people about this channel, and share it if you don't mind. So, and also help me to grow it by commenting, subscribing, smashing thumbs up. So, what do the rich people do that you don't do? What do they do? And this could be a video by itself, but so we're going to contrast what you do to what the rich would do. And by the way, when I say rich and that you could be rich, the first thing starts with the mindset. The mindset comes before the money. You don't find rich people with a poor mindset. If they do have that or do possess it, they won't be rich for long. You could go look at lottery winners. They won't be rich for long. Athletes, they won't be rich for long. The mindset is there. It's going to take over and win. It's like a thermostat. When the house gets too cold, thermostat kicks in, warms it back up. Same thing with money. You get too much money, your financial thermostat kicks in, bring you back down to poor and struggle. Because that's where you're comfortable. Right? So the poor save and survive. The rich build cash flow systems. I'll say it again. The poor save and survive, while the rich build or invest in cash flow systems. That's a better word. Invest in cash flow systems. Save, invest. Save, invest. Right? Poor save, rich invest. It's not about savings. It's about setting up deposits that pay you again and again, okay? So you don't want to be in a position where you're not making money. You want to have a system that builds cash flow. That's why I don't save for freedom. I don't save for rainy days. I don't save for emergencies. I don't have to. I build systems that keep paying me. So if I have an emergency, it does not matter. The business, the middleman business, might generate $2,000 today. Well, there it is. I don't have to stack money. This thing keeps printing money, right? Just ask the students, they'll tell you, but it keeps printing money. So listen, I'll leave you with this. If you keep saving, you're going to keep falling behind. But if you learn to build cash flow, you'll never have to rely on a savings account again. That's a fact. That's why I created a free training blueprint. Does not cost you anything to get this blueprint. And it shows you exactly how to build a system that pays you, not the bank. You buy a house, you pay the bank. You buy a car, you pay the bank. Okay, I'll leave it at that. So I'm going to drop a link in the first comment below. I'm going to pin it, and in the video description. You grab the link, just click the link, grab the link, and I'll walk you through step by step before the prices go up, before seats fill up. I'll walk you through how this blueprint works and why you can use it, or how you can use it to build a system, even if you don't know anything about running a business. Listen, all you need is a phone. We set everything up for you if you're in the VIP. Now, if you're in the do-it-yourself, you do it all yourself. It's cheaper, but you're free to do it yourself. If you want to work with me, that's the VIP. Costs a little more, worth it, especially if we can get you to $10,000 per month very quickly, right? So saving money won't make you rich, won't make you free. Cash flow will, right? Remember that. Saving money won't make you free, but what? Cash flow will. Absolutely. All right, guys, I got to go. I got to go do some working out, go and meet some friends, maybe putt a little bit on the golf course right in front of me, and hang out with the family, and wait on more customers to go to bookandmove.com and book more jobs and pay us. So every time they book there, we make minimum of $150. So not bad. And we connect with ISPs, the service professionals. They pay us too. So it's a win-win. You know what I always say, if it's a win-win, you do it again. All right, I got to go. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Let me know what you guys thought about this video and the information in it. And if you're someone who wants to learn how to do this, put the word middleman in the comments below. See you in the next video, guys. Peace.